All right, you're all silent.
Okay. 73%, that's the percent of foster kids that suffer from mental health issues. Hi, my name is Jada, and my senior project is called Fostering Community Connections. I chose to do this project because I have a personal connection to it. Growing up, me and my 3 brothers were in foster care situations, and I experienced firsthand how the system fails children and how it can affect mental health in the long run. My essential question was, what effect can being in foster care have on the mental health of adolescents? Through the research of my essential question, I learned that 73% of people who have been in foster care experience long-lasting mental health issues as a result of their experiences in foster care. 1 in 5 children in foster care endure physical or sexual abuse, and that is just the cases that have been reported. The abuse aspect of foster care alone can cause mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and PTSD. About 32% of people who have experienced physical abuse experience PTSD, and 75% of people who have been sexually abused experience PTSD 1 month after, and 41% of people have long-term PTSD. Up to 51% of abuse victims meet the diagnostic criteria for depression, and 40% of the victims display symptoms of anxiety. People with mental health issues are far more likely to end up committing suicide, being unemployed, homeless, incarcerated, and developing substance abuse. And with mental health issues in foster kids being so high, foster kids are more likely to live a poor quality life after foster care. While I was doing my research, I also found that only 50% of foster kids end up graduating from high school, and only about 3 to 11% of those children end up completing college and getting at least a bachelor's degree. And when they don't end up finishing high school, it makes it a lot harder for them to be able to get a job where they can support themselves, and if they end up having a family, it makes it difficult for them to support their family. And a lot of people who struggle with money also end up having more mental health issues. And then I also found that about 71% of the women who had been in foster care ended up being pregnant by the age of 21, and that's in comparison with the 34% of the general population. And 60% of boys who have aged out of foster care have been have been convicted of a crime. And I saw a statistic that said almost 1/5 of the prison population in the U.S. is made up of former foster kids. And about 70% of youth who exit foster care as legal adults are arrested at least once by the age of 26, which leads to not the best life for them after. And then for the community service part of my project, I volunteered with a couple of different families to provide childcare, and this was one of them. These are 2 twin boys, Jackson and Joshua. They've been in foster care since the day that they were born, and I've known them. I met them the day that they came home from the hospital, and they're now in a different foster home than they were when I met them. But I was able to stay in contact with the family, and they were kind enough to let me come and spend time with them, and also spend time with their 3 other foster kids that they have in their house. When I was with the older one, because obviously these ones don't really have personalities yet, she's an 8-year-old that she acted to the way that the family, the Meacogs that I spent time with who aren't in foster care, I got to compare the way that their behaviors were. And then I don't have pictures with him because he didn't want to take pictures with me, but I also talked to I think he's 16, he goes to Concord, he's in foster care. I met him through my church, and I got to talk to him about some of the things that he's been through and how they affect him in his day-to-day life. And he opened up about how he struggles with a lot of different mental health issues, and how he tends to act out due to, like, he doesn't know how to express how he feels. So he told me about some of the things that he's done in his foster homes, like he's ended up stealing things to try to sell them to make friends because he doesn't feel like he makes a lot of friends. And he said that he doesn't do good in school because he doesn't really feel motivated due to his depression. And he just shared a lot of other things that affect him as a result of his time in foster care. So it was good to talk to him and hear what he had to say. So the final message of my project, I think, would be that foster kids or former foster kids need more help than they tend to get so that they are able to succeed and have a good life.
Nice job. Awesome. So, do you think that if you were ever in a position to have a foster child, that you would foster kids?
Yeah, that's my plan.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you think that your foster placements have been a blessing, or they also left you with a lot of the things that you think other kids in foster care are going to have to deal with?
I think that most of them have not been the best, but the best one that I've been in, like, I'm not in it's a foster care situation, so the only difference is social workers just can't come take me. But I think that the house that I'm in has definitely been the only one so far that hasn't had effects on my mental health as harshly as the other ones.
Excellent. Thank you.